Look, politics is not a spectator sport, people. You got to get involved. You got to vote. You got to participate.
They could vote for Joe Biden, though. That's available.
But according to the polls, they won't.
That's not true.
Nikki Haley beats Biden by 10, 15 points. According to the polls, they're not going to vote for Biden against Trump.
Everybody stop yelling.
The spotlight turned to third-party politics during a lively discussion on HBO's Real Time with Bill Maher. The host, Bill Maher, and Fox News contributor Jessica Tarlov went head-to-head in a passionate back-and-forth about the rising interest in political options outside the usual Democrat-Republican rivalry. Maher came out swinging, expressing deep doubt about movements like No Labels. He called them theatrical, claiming they thrive on voter anger without offering practical fixes. According to him, these efforts are more about appearance than action, capitalizing on discontent without delivering real change. But Tarlov wasn't buying that narrative. She argued that third-party interests could actually reflect a sincere desire for something new, especially among voters tired of the constant tug-of-war in Washington. To her, these alternative voices could be the spark for genuine political evolution. Their debate echoed a larger question now hanging over the country. Are third parties the start of real progress, or just another twist in a system already stretched thin?
No Labels presidential ticket B for Joe Biden. So this is an official third party now, No Labels? Who is this?
A bunch of grifters.
Joe Manchin. It says, what do you make of rumors Joe Manchin will be their candidate? Oh, exciting.
Well, I'll start by saying the No Labels folks are grifters, and everyone should know that they're just trying to...
Grifters?
Grifters.
Right.
Yes.
You don't think they're sincere?
I think they're sincere like 40 minutes a day, and then I think the rest of it is just an attempt to get people who feel disenfranchised, like they're looking around, they're like, they're two 80-year-old guys, I don't like either of them.
Right.
Give me more money, give me more money.
Right.
And they don't really care what the outcome is, and they justify it by saying, you know, well, it's going to suck either way.
Wow.
But apparently, the top polling No Labels ticket is Nikki Haley as president and Joe Manchin as VP. I happen to think, and Joe Manchin is not my favorite Democrat, though he voted with us all the time, and I'm thankful for having someone in West Virginia. I don't think he would do something like that because it would just destroy an entire legacy that he's had. But they do take more support from Trump than they do from Biden. It's the same with like RFK Jr.
Across the U.S., more voters are questioning the two-party setup that has dominated American politics for centuries. What was once seen as a symbol of democratic strength is now being viewed by many as outdated and rigid. As divisions grow deeper, many Americans feel like they're stuck choosing between two sides that don't truly represent their values. It's less about voting for a future and more about picking the option that feels least disappointing. That frustration has given rise to new players, like No Labels and independents such as Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who promise to break away from the status quo. They say they want to give Americans a real alternative that focuses on solutions, not party loyalty. Supporters see this as a sign that voters aren't giving up, they're searching for something more meaningful. But not everyone is convinced. Maher remains skeptical, calling these movements more flash than substance. He sees them as political distractions with no clear path to change. Meanwhile, Tarlov maintains that these groups represent hope for those unwilling to settle for business as usual. This ongoing debate raises a critical question. Are we witnessing a shift toward true reform or just another layer of noise in an already loud political system?
Divide between men and women, with younger women skewing much more liberal than men. This is not new, but I think it's just more prevalent. I think the number I saw was 30 points. That is a huge.
And that's the abortion issue, right?
That's a lot of.
As Republicans, we're losing young people, we're losing suburban moms, we're losing women, strictly on the abortion issue, and that's just terrible for the party.
I think it's abortion, it's guns, it's climate change, it's social justice,
and Trump, and the pussy grabber, who's like the
and now owing $83 billion.
I'm not with Trump. I don't know why you guys keep looking at me.
I know. But what's interesting, what you two have in common is that you both can't say, yeah, and of course, so I'm voting for Biden. You both can't do that. I just find that interesting.
She can't say, you can't say, Biden can't say, and most white people won't say, I'll sit down and talk about black people, about real black issues from a place where I know I'm going to leave the table.
Different issue. I'm
talking about fucking-ration.
I know you are.
Like, we don't want to talk about that. But when you say me and him are the same, we're the same. Besides that, we want to do it. Like, how has Biden or Trump been good for my...
Digging deeper into their exchange reveals a widespread belief America's biggest problems aren't being solved by either major party. Issues like climate change, economic inequality, reproductive rights, and gun policy seem stuck in a loop of partisan gridlock. In this environment, it's no surprise that outsider voices are gaining attention. Groups and individuals promising unity, common sense, and a new approach are attracting support from those disillusioned with the old playbook. Still, there's no shortage of doubts. Critics wonder if these movements are genuine in their mission or if they're simply jumping into the spotlight to take advantage of voter fatigue. Maher didn't sugarcoat it, likening third-party efforts to bland, uninspiring political oatmeal. It's a sentiment that resonates with those who've seen bold promises fizzle out before. And there's another hurdle. The U.S. electoral system makes it tough for third parties to compete. With a winner-takes-all setup, new candidates risk splitting the vote, potentially doing more harm than good. So while the desire for change is strong, the road ahead is full of twists. It's not just about winning elections. It's about proving that these new voices can actually lead and deliver results.
That I didn't have to do the reparations question and then got the moon question, which could be more complicated. Doesn't that go in your headlines that shouldn't exist bucket?
It really should. I mean, but apparently, I read this too in USA Today. Apparently, at the moon, because the core is cooling or something.
It's our fault.
I'm sorry, why does it matter?
It doesn't.
Okay.
I know, but it's funny because you really could do a whole sketch about that because we are so blame happy in this country. Somebody has to take. I think the moon's on Ozempic, and that's the whole thing. What do you think about... Conservatives in Texas are talking about Texas. Well, this happens like every 2 years. This is Texas seceding. Oh. They love to talk about it. It started out as its own country, right? For a while, Texas was its own country.
We just had a bill in New Hampshire. We get it almost every 2 years. Someone wants to.
But Nikki Haley, your girl, said she doesn't think that's illegal. Come on, she doesn't know why the Civil War happened, and she doesn't get that secession is illegal.
Yeah, look, I'm not advocating for anyone to see. I don't think Nikki's advocating for any of that.
No, but she said she didn't think it was illegal, and it is illegal. You can't secede from the Union. That's like number one. Yeah, we're the United States.
I think everybody understands that's where we need to be, and that's what we need to fight for.
But Nikki Haley needs a bit of a history lesson. I mean,
that's broader than the secession issue.
Yeah.
What?
I mean, that's broader than the secession issue if we go back to the whole slavery.
This dynamic conversation opened up a powerful debate. What's the best path forward for a nation craving change? Is it time to build something entirely new or fix what's already in place? The many want to know where you stand. Should the U.S. move toward a fresh political approach, or can real progress still happen within the current system? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We're listening. And if this sparked your curiosity, make sure to like, subscribe, and tap the notification bell so you never miss a deep dive into today's biggest issues. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.